Today we're going to be talking about MiSide. Personally, I've never been much a fan of the horror genre, because I'm a little baby bitch. Jump scares, I fucking hate them. Some games do it well, but most of them are cheap. And then there are games that just don't need them, but have them for some reason. BioShock, The Forest, Subnautica. Why? It's not necessary. I do not enjoy getting scared. I am but a true blue Aussie Ripper legend who likes his beer cold and dimmies hot. Vote me for PM. Like that of the glass butt plug firmly lodged in my puckered brown starfish, my heart is fragile and prone to give way at any moment. It's a trepidatious life, knowing that the thing between you and cardiac arrest is Freddy fucking Fazbear. Despite this crippling debuff, I've played my fair share of horror games, and for the most part, I really liked them. I did not, however, enjoy defecating in my undies. That is but a small price to pay if you're looking to experience Outlast 2. If you are a horror aficionado or a big fat weeaboo, you might have stumbled upon a game called Doki Literature Club. Like my ex-girlfriend, this game is incredibly deceptive and is probably sleeping with their chemistry teacher. On the surface, it's a cute anime visual novel, but in reality, it's actually a hellscape controlled by an obsessive femcel with administrator privileges, kind of like a Kaylee Games stream. Why are we talking about this game, you might ask? Because MiSide applies a similar framework. MiSide, however you say it, is like if Doki Literature Club and Yandere Simulator had a baby. And this baby is fucking weird. One minute, you're being chased with a chainsaw. Next minute, you're playing Diddy Kong Racing. You never know what sort of shit this game is gonna throw at you. Sometimes it's goofy, and other times it's a literal lobotomy. The epileptics are not having a good time with this one. You know who is having a good time? The NSFW community. I'm fully convinced that one of the reasons this game is so popular is because of the girl on the cover. And I'm sure the devs knew this when they programmed in 13 different versions of her. Some of them are a lot worse for wear than others. But if you don't love her at her worst, you definitely don't deserve her at her best. That being, shutting the game off and experiencing the touch of a real woman. But we're in too deep, and my GamerSupps V-Card TCG booster box isn't gonna open itself. In MiSide, you play as a loser who works from home and gets addicted to a life sim app. You begin a parasocial relationship with the female character Mita, and then after 37 days of consecutive gameplay, she builds a machine and sucks you into the game. This game, however, is not that stable, and you will have to travel through the previous versions of MiSide, where all the lonely and abandoned versions of Mita will try to kill you or get you to stay with them forever, in the hopes that you'll be able to crawl out of the game, destroy your iPhone, and move to a farm in the middle of fucking nowhere. What if I told you that despite how much random wacky malarkey is in this game, that the true meaning of it all is equality and balancing the scales of power in a relationship dynamic? I could tell you this, but you don't care about that. You just want to play Dance Dance Revolution with an anime girl, and I don't blame you. Like a dove flying into a jet engine, this game is an amalgamation of various bits and pieces scattered all over the place, but it gets wrapped up nicely into a single overarching narrative that the developers haven't added to the game just yet. I moved out of home last week, and I have rent, so 1, like the video, please, and 2, the landlord is at my door right now demanding that I pay him the $950 that I owe him this week. And you're telling me that if an anime girl was offering to house you, feed you, and entertain you in this economy at absolutely no cost to your wallet for the rest of your life, you wouldn't take it? I'm sorry, have you gone bananas? Do you have poo-poo caca in your brain? Do you enjoy pissing? Let's talk about PT for a second. PT is considered the best horror game ever created. It's over 10 years old now, and I completely forgot the game existed until MiSide paid homage to it. Only in MiSide, the hallway looks a lot cuter and less, well, realistic. This isn't the first game that has referenced PT in some way, but it definitely feels like a tip of the hat rather than an attempt to recapture the lightning in a bottle. But that's besides the point. There are references sprinkled all throughout this game. The developers really like Resident Evil, so you can find a lot of little Easter eggs referencing the franchise, and there are a few levels that straight up take place in the back rooms, which is extremely fitting for a game of this nature. After a thorough playthrough of MiSide, I can confidently state that backtracking through this game is abysmal. My blood pressure is at an all-time high, and my mental state is millimeters away from collapse. I am not okay, and getting every achievement in this game has made things abundantly worse. You can't really sprint, and you can't skip through dialogue, so there are times where you'll have to play through 80% of a chapter in what feels like an absolute slog, akin to that of a boy in crutches walking on soul sand, just to get one character profile. Someone bring out Timothée Chalamet, because I'm thinking Game of the Year. A lot of people are comparing this game to the recent wave of garbage AAA titles, and I don't think that's fair, because this game is way better. MiSide was developed by 2 Russian dudes in a cave, and not an entire team of fucking idiots with way too much money in their budget than they know what to do with. I can assure you that this game is better than Skull and Bones, and it's better than Dragon Age the Veilguard, and it would be better than Concord if that game was still around. Admittedly, that's not a very high bar to surpass, but the game is really fun and unique nevertheless. You can buy it on Steam for about $20 and get a nice 8 hours of gameplay, and if that's not enough for you, nobody is stopping you from changing your PC's wallpaper. Go outside.